So the second FSLOGIX pipeline is creating a group policy. I'm using that group policy for telling FSLOGIX within the desktops which Azure Premium file share to use for its profiles. I could have done, configure the registry settings within each desktop. However, that's not very nice, so I use a group policy for that. And this is my pipeline for creating that group policy. So let me first have a look what was the correct name of the file share that I was creating. So you need two names. The first name is the storage account name, and if you go to your premium file share that was created before, select the storage account name, copy and paste it, and fill it in as the correct parameter, right? So it will differ from my name here, depending on how it looks on your side. The AVD profiles is the name of the profile path. That is probably the same name, assuming that it didn't change anything in the scripts. It will be this one. So starting up the pipeline, it'll take some seconds until it launches, and make sure that the domain controller is running. So what it does is it's downloading a custom script extension to be executed on the domain controller that will create the group policy using PowerShell, using your input parameters like the storage account name and the file share name, creating a a registry setting for the FSLOGIX section in the registry of each desktop. So let's have a look on what's happening on the domain controller, right? So under the extensions, you see that a custom script extension is being loaded, which is called FSLOGIX GPO. And this is the PowerShell script that creates the group policy for FSLOGIX. Let me speed that up for saving you some time. So after some minutes, the custom script extension should be provisioned successfully. And now let's go to the domain controller. So log on to your jump host first using RDP, and from there do a second connection to your domain controller. So on the domain controller, first have a look at the temp directory, because there should be a log file containing information about what the pipeline did. So here you see the log file for the FSLOGIX group policy, and it's very chatty, but you should see the information of the FSLOGIX information. A different view on this is using the group policy management editor or management console. Go to your organizational unit in which the link was made. You see for host pool 1, this registry settings or the settings in this group policy have been done. And if we go into the details of this group policy, you should see that you have the FSLOGIX registry settings section in here. And if you could drill down into the profile container details, we should see some settings. And you see, for example, FSLOGIX has been enabled. The virtual hard disk location should be our storage account. And some other settings like the maximum size. A different view on this is using this dialog window here. And under the extra registry settings, we made the exclusions for the Windows Defender, for the the virus scanner that comes with Windows, because it's vital not to not to scan these directories in order to save some IOPS. And finally, we want to test that. So for this, I play a user, and my desktops, as you can see here, are located in that organizational unit. And now with the group policy in place for that organizational unit, I log on and I expect to have a user profile on that new file share using FSLOGIX. So now I'm logging on as a user onto one of these desktops. The good thing about these recently images, or recently new Windows images that are located on, or are placed on, are used for Windows Virtual Desktops, they have already the FSLOGIX software in place, or already pre-installed. And with the settings, the registry keys coming from the group policy, we now have a fully functional FSLOGIX profile share in place. From a user perspective, you don't see any difference. You have the two directories as you would normally have on an Azure virtual machine. Your user-based content feels the same. However, these user profile, like documents, desktops, folders, are now located on the premium file share. Navigating to that file share, we should see an entry or directories. Let me go there. And now under AVD profiles, you see that the user one has a directory, and if you go underneath, you see the profile disk as virtual hard disks.